He was rich, charming, and completely undead. Before Dracula haunted bookshelves, there was another vampire who walked among the living, and no one saw him coming. We all know Dracula. But what if I told you Bram Stoker didn't create the vampire we know today? This is the chilling story of Lord Ruthven, the first vampire in English literature. He was seductive, cold, and fed on innocence. And his story was inspired by a real-life poet with a dark side of his own. Stick around, because what's hidden in Ruthven's shadow is more disturbing than you'd ever expect. The year is 1816. A group of writers, including Lord Byron and Mary Shelley, gather in a Swiss villa during a long stormy summer. The skies are black, crops are dying. The world feels cursed. Inside that villa, a challenge is made. Write the scariest story you can. That night, Mary Shelley dreams up Frankenstein. But John Polidori, Byron's personal physician, creates something different. A nobleman who hides a hunger for blood beneath his wealth and manners. And that creature becomes Lord Ruthven in the 1819 story The Vampire. He's tall, pale, and disturbingly calm. He walks through high society like a phantom. Women are drawn to him, but they don't survive him. He doesn't sleep in a coffin. He doesn't fear garlic. He's something worse. A predator in plain sight, using charm and status as his weapons. His eyes spoke the dullness of death, yet his words bewitched. Ruthven doesn't tear people apart like a monster. He drains them slowly, emotionally, like a toxic secret with fangs. This wasn't just a scary story. Polidori was writing a warning, but no one recognized the danger. Here's the problem. Ruthven looked like a hero. He was rich, titled and smooth, the exact opposite of the grotesque vampires in old folk tales. People didn't fear him. They wanted to be around him. And that's what made him terrifying. He was the first vampire who didn't just drink your blood. He made you love him for it. He made you trust him. He made you stay. Here's where things get really messed up. Lord Ruthven was based on Lord Byron himself. The same Byron who had scandal after scandal. The same Byron who once described himself as mad, bad, and dangerous to know. Polidori hated how Byron used people, especially women. So he turned him into a vampire, literally. But get this, when The Vampire was first published, it was accidentally credited to Byron. That mistake made Ruthven famous overnight. People devoured the story, thinking it was Byron's confessional horror. Meanwhile, Polidori, the actual writer, was ignored. His creation became a sensation, and it haunted him, not the other way around. He died just 2 years later, alone. Some say from suicide, others say from despair. Lord Ruthven didn't stay buried. He appeared in stage show plays, Gothic novels, even penny dreadfuls throughout the 1800s. He inspired Count Dracula, and modern vampires, Lestat, Damon Salvatore, even Edward Cullen, all trace their bloodline back to him. But Ruthven's real curse wasn't immortality. It was that he made horror attractive. Before him, monsters were things you ran from. After him, they were things you fantasized about. He blurred the line between predator and lover. And that idea, that a killer could also be your obsession, is still with us today. He's not just the first vampire in literature. He's the first red flag in fiction. So next time someone tells you Dracula started it all, tell them about Lord Ruthven, the vampire who wore a suit, broke hearts, and never blinked when he killed. His story was written as a warning, but maybe we've all been under his spell ever since.